Welcome to the KickBack FC. Thank you for joining us once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yo, welcome back to the KickBack FC, your go-to spot for unfiltered real talk, all things soccer. We've got it all here. We're going to be breaking down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and everything that you need to stay plugged into the world's game. We'll even tap into some other sports from time to time because if it's big in sports, the KickBack has got some thoughts on it. So whether this is your first time with us or you've been rocking with us for the jump, again, I just want to say thank you to all our friends and supporters. Again, my name's Cornelius. I am here with my boys and fellow co-hosts. It's been a while, man, since we all four of us been here. Gabriel, how you feeling? Dang, bro, you just gonna be mute on us?
My fault. No, I had better days, obviously, as you can tell, because I'm on mute to start. But all good. Mike, how you feeling?
I'm doing well, man. Can't complain too much. Did you guys get snow yet?
No,
it started snowing over here, so it's that time of the year. How you doing, Slum?
I'm all right. Can't complain. Better than all the Liverpool fans out there. Cornelius, CP,
Good.
how you doing?
Good, man. It's good to be back. You know, we was on holiday last week, but it's good to be back in Cleveland. Hopefully, we can get a little bit of sunny days before the snow. But I think it's supposed to start snowing here tomorrow, honestly. So, November in Cleveland, it's about that time. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff happened. This was a major week here in world football before we head into another international break, which I feel like is this the third one since we started the year?
I think this will be the long one for a while.
Yeah, this is I think it's 2 weeks. I think we come back on the 22nd or something like that. But let's just get into it since we have a lot to talk on, a lot to speak about. There's playoffs in the US. There's also, Champions League going on in Europe, Europa, all of that good stuff. So I want to start in the US since we're here in the US, begin with the MLS playoffs. I don't want to bury the lead. Let's just jump right into the topic of discussion. Ohio boys, we had a lot of smack talk over the last couple of months. Honestly, it's been all year. Salam started off the year by saying he thinks this is the year Cincinnati will claim that spot as the best team in Ohio. Mike is saying, he started off the year saying, look, we just won a couple of years ago. I know we don't have that striking force we had 2 years ago, but we're still that team in Ohio to beat. So it's always a friendly rivalry, friendly competition. But this game went to 3. And, it's Gabriel and I were watching it here in Ohio or in Cleveland. We were talking in the group chat, but Cincinnati with 2 quick goals at the end, and Columbus just didn't have enough in extra time. Rossi had a very, very clear chance in the box. I think he should have done better with. But over the 3 matches, the first match was very close. I think closer than we thought, even though Cincinnati kind of dominated at home. And then in leg 2 in Columbus, there was that red card, which kind of ruined the game. Columbus was able to run rampant. And so heading into game 3, anything could happen. I don't want to speak too much on the match, but Columbus went up early, and then Cincinnati equalized and sealed the deal late. Mike, after you guys scored that goal in the first half, what were your emotions like, and did you feel that you had enough?
When that goal went in, I mean, obviously I didn't say anything in the group chat because I was looking for a second goal before I started talking. After the second game, going into the third game, I was actually nervous because game 1 and game 2 were not the same games, so you can't really tell what to expect in game 3. But overall, I thought we played well. I'm not going to take anything away from Cincinnati. I think this time they were the better team. They had the better players. I just didn't think we had enough. I mean, we needed somebody. We needed a striking force, and we just didn't have it. And Evander, obviously, he's been one of the best players this season, so we got to see him do his thing. But the last thing I'll say is this: yes, you've finally beaten us, right? You've gotten over the hump. But for you to be the best in Ohio, I think you got to bring that trophy. back to Ohio. And to be honest, I can see you guys, going far. Winning the whole thing, I don't know, but I can see you guys going far. And I also think that yo, shout out to the boys in Cincinnati, man. Yeah, you guys defended with your life, man. That last 9 minutes, man. I knew I was like, bro, one has to go in. I'm like, the one is gonna go in. I'm sitting there like, damn, it's been 5 minutes already. Nothing. But it is what it is, man. I felt like this is you guys' year against us, and you finally got over the hump. So can't complain, man.
Finally got over the hump. No, you're right though, Mike. I think it was a good game. I'm not gonna come out here and banter because for large parts of not just this game, but all three games.
Yeah, all three games were really good. Yeah,
it was very tight. I thought you guys did a good job of neutralizing Evander for the most part. He's been one of the most effective players in the league, and he didn't really do too much. And we didn't really do too much offensively as well, too. I think going into that game, we had only scored one goal. Mm-hmm. So, clearly, you guys, did your part and, were well prepared for the match. But I think for us, this was like the big elephant that we had to get off our back, especially after losing the way we did back in 2023. So I think the club obviously showed the ambition by bringing in the transfers and, in the latter part of the season, guys like Brenner, Echeverri, both played big parts in, our win and just kind of the games leading up to the playoffs. Giddy, Ghanaian boy, I thought he did really well.
Where has he been? Has he been playing all season?
So
I felt like that was the first time I saw him.
He was one of the transfers that we brought on later in the season as reinforcements because we didn't know how long Obina was going to be out for. And he had a tall task. You're playing against, Nagby, one of the best in the game, and I thought he did really well. Honestly, going into the game when I saw the lineup and I saw Obina and Oniga out of the lineup and I saw him in there, I was like, damn, that's a big call in a big game like this. But Pat Noonan got it right. And yeah, I think now we have to use this as fuel going forward because we beat Columbus. Okay, that's our big rivals. We for whatever reason just couldn't get past them. Here we are. Now I think that we have to just continue what we've been shown all season, and that we're one of the best teams in the East. So whether it be Philly, whether it be Miami,
yeah, it's gonna be Miami. Just get ready.
We'll bring them. Bring them. I will say that I will talk about Miami, but I don't know if you guys had anything else to say. But I did want to obviously recognize Darlington Nagby. I hate that's the way that his career had to end. He had to play Cincinnati, but yeah, man, remarkable career. I'm sure we'll talk about him later, but
yeah, no, we can lead right into Miami because that is who you're playing next. If you look at the way the bracket is set, so I was honestly just looking at the last few times that you've played Miami, and it's kind of been a weird head-to-head. So you guys played July of this year, 0-0 draw. Before that, it was 3-1 at home. The game before that, you guys played 2 years ago in 2024 of August. Miami won 2-0. And then, at home, you guys won 6-1. So if you look at your last 4 matches, it's kind of been, kind of like what Mike was saying about this matchup. Both games were very different, so you couldn't really get a read on what was going to go on. I feel like that's kind of similar for Miami. If you look at their matches against Nashville, they're all kind of all over the place. Again,
yeah,
I was fortunately able to watch this match as well. I think it's a tall task, but you have to stop Messi. You have to figure out a way to neutralize Messi. And it's not Dani Alves, Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba plays a big role for that Cincy or that Miami team.
Yeah.
I think
I don't even think it's about, you can't stop Messi. Ain't
Yeah,
no
no.
stopping. I'm sorry. Let's not even try to like. There's no stopping him. You can contain what he does, and you
That's
have
what
to
I'm saying.
limit what he does. Like, but
That's where I
like
went.
there's
Neutralize.
there's certain players across all sports. LeBron James, like Wemby, Messi, or like there's just Yamal. Like there's just Trinity Rodman for me. Temwa. Like there's no stopping those players. Bro. Lauren James. There's no stopping them. Can you contain Messi? Can you neutralize him? Can you crowd him and have 2 or 3 around him at all times throughout 90 minutes to potentially, just to limit what he does? Because he's going to have an impact on the game. When I can't remember the last time I saw Messi play, he didn't have some type of impact. So that's really what the question comes down to. And obviously, I mean, Charlotte wasn't able to do it. You know what I mean? So it's truly just, can you, or I'm sorry, it was Nashville. They played Nashville, correct? I'm sorry, my fault, not Charlotte. So obviously Nashville couldn't find a way to do it. Can Cincinnati? I think you can. I personally think you can. For 90 minutes, though, it's gonna be tough, bro. Like I just watching Messi. I mean, they're just little things. Like I mean, we've all watched Messi all of our lives. There's just things that you just can't allow him to do. Like you can't allow him to get on a half turn. If you give Messi a half turn, bro, you're cooked, because he's turning and he's driving, or he's picking out a pass, and we all know he's way too good at that. And Nashville let him do that time and time and time again over the weekend. And it's like, I know y'all watched him too. It's not just me. Like I know you've been watching him all your lives too. So again, can you limit him to really keeping his back towards your goal, his facing his defenders and playing backwards? Can you find a way to limit him to his service and limit his shots? I don't know. It's a tall order, and I don't know. Last year, I think, has a sour taste in Inter Miami's mouth. Rodrigo De Paul coming now with Messi, Sergio Busquets, Canois mentioned Jordi Alba. I mean, even their winger number 17, small, some of the F Faye. I forgot. I can't remember his name, but
Lefeu, something.
Yeah,
like
I can't remember his name, but I'll grab it in a second. But they have players on this team, man. They have people outside of Messi that can hurt you and that will hurt you. And I just want to say I'm super excited for this matchup. Messi is the anomaly. If you can, Ian Frey, yeah, there we go, Ian Frey, amazing, and another amazing winger. So it's like, for me, it's more of, if you can limit Messi's GA, you have a shot. You have a shot, but you have to limit. He can only really have one goal or assist against you. You can't allow multiple. If it's multiple, you cooked, bro.
Yeah, I don't even think, like, obviously, like he is who he is. And I will say, like, in this playoff matchup with Nashville, he definitely looks like up for it. He definitely looks motivated. So, like, I'm not going to question him and like what he's going to contribute to the game. I just more so look at their back line and the way that the ability that they're able to concede goals. And I don't think that they're going to be able to, if they continue to play the way I saw them play, especially that latter half of the season. Yeah, it's gonna be a field day. It's gonna be a field day.
Go ahead, man.
I know for a fact we may not be able to. I think our midfield and our back line and our keeper have a better chance of keeping him to a minimum than they can stopping our offense. 100%. That Falcone guy, shout out to you, Falcone.
Oh yeah, no, he's cool,
bro. Hothead, absolute just, bro. Shout out to you. No disrespect, but Evander, bro, and we'll see. But
the thing is, Salam, you have to dominate possession, and then on top of that, like, bro, just watching this Nashville game, it's just like, bro, he's just having fun. Like, you cannot. It was one moment, bro. One moment when Messi, it was a deflection. Nashville, They had a young guy on the ball, 19 years old, try to play the center back. Deflection happened, bro. That is all it takes. So all it takes is one little moment, and it's like, can you even? It's even if you get into that moment, can you drop 2-3 defenders in to kind of block it so that doesn't happen? Because you can't give Messi a 2v3, a 2v4. Like you can't, bro, because they're going to be clinical and they're going to score. So it's like I hear what you're saying, because I think yes, Denki, Evander, they're gonna have a field day with the back line. And I think you're right. Inter Miami's back line is their weakest point, is the weakest part of their team. But can you limit this guy, bro? Can you? Because you cannot give him an inch. You give him an inch, he's gonna take a mile.
I would go. I would even say, I think, because you said like keeping possession, and I agree. The less he has the ball, the better we are. I think, bro, we're not Nashville. We can outpossess this team.
Wow.
I'm serious. I'm being dead serious. Yo, this is the timestamp. Yeah, 100%. We are not Nashville. You guys want to go what, Tiki Taka? We can do that, bro. We can do that.
They're gonna have Suarez back too, though.
They know. Yeah, Suarez defensively, you're not going to get much from Messi. Suarez is going to do his best, but you're right. We'll see.
I mean, I want to highlight Nashville a little bit, because for me personally, I didn't think this was going to be a series. I didn't think this was going to go 3, but they took it to all 3 games, and game 2 they gave us something to actually look forward to in game 3. Well, unfortunately, they didn't show up, and like Gabriel said, when Messi's in the equation, sometimes you just have to throw your game plan out the window. I don't know, man. How do you guys feel about these MLS Playoff Format, man? Initially, I was kind of iffy about it. I'm like, 3 games seems kind of like a lot, but it seems like every game I've watched within all these series is going on, it's like game 1 was not the same as game 2 and was not the same as game 3. Every game seems like it's been different.
I think when you make it a best of 3 series, that team that has the disadvantage, they're like, yeah, we can go down game 1. We know we can get it back at home, and then anything can happen game 3. You know what I mean? It's kind of like force a game 3 at this point. That's how I feel, even though that may not be the way they're going into the locker room. Like, obviously, some teams have gone 2 and out. A lot of these teams are not trying to play 3 because you don't want heavy legs as you get deeper into the postseason. But I feel like some of these teams are saying, if we can make it to game 3, we have a chance. So it's interesting. It makes for fun football, but then you also get to see like a 4-0, Miami versus Nashville. But, it definitely makes for fun football. I mean, we got some games coming up we can talk about here, but I would, Salam, Gabriel, y'all got any thoughts on the 3-game series?
I'm not. I'll continue on my statement of I'm not about adding more games to the schedule if need be. I think truly it should just be one-offs. I maybe for the teams that have a play-in, I don't know how they'd really format, but no, I really don't. No, I would rather them just
play one game,
one-offs, tournament style. Do or die. I don't like like you said, Cornelius, if a team like Inter Miami can be like, oh, we're not going to win this first game, but we'll win the next 2, or like they can. I'd rather not want that. I would rather not have that in football. Like when it's knockout round and it's playoffs, bro, one and done. Like it's not the NBA. It's one and done.
That's fair. So I was in your position too, but after this past week, I was like, you know what? I kind of don't mind this.
Like I like watching more. Like obviously, I love watching football. So if football's on, I'm going to watch it. Like great for me as the consumer, and I understand for like money purposes. But at the end of the day, like I've always been. I guess I'm old school in this way, where I've always been a tournament style. Hey, you have the group stage, and then knockout rounds. And if you don't perform in the knockout rounds, bro, it is what it is. So
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
with
it's cool though. It's cool. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it's whack, but
I like the especially for America with the way that they do the playoff system. I think that they should just do it like the Champions League. You just play 2 goals. Away goals count as 2. Because I just feel like a one-off game and like because you could have like Kansas City Current today lost to Gotham. They were clearly the best team. Clearly the best team all season, bro. And then like
don't
it
get
goes
caught
for 90,
slipping.
120 minutes to be fair, and plus time. 120 plus minutes, and all of a sudden, all of a
All of a
sudden,
sudden.
your season is done. And it's like, wow, like that.
Yeah.
But is that truly a reflection of the best team? I don't know. I like the best.
But I think I personally think that's just what adds the magic to the sport, because
True.
if a team is flying at the end, for example, right? Sunderland. Well, I know we're not in the Prem yet, but Sunderland in the Prem, I think there were 6 in the championship last year. They weren't supposed to get to the Prem. No, they weren't, bro.
Yeah.
They were playing Sheffield United. They were supposed to come back to the Prem. They weren't supposed to come back. And guess what happened, bro? I thank God they aren't, but bro, guess what? They find a run of form and they go, and through that, they end up in the Prem. Like, I think that's just some of the magic in the sport. And yes, like the championship playoffs, they have 2 a home and away. I know it's a little bit different, but it's like I'm still for the just
One
you
game.
have to, one game, bro.
Yeah.
If you're the best team, you should have no problem being this team in one game. You should have no problem especially at home. And then because if you're the best team, you're usually playing at home. And for the other team, you have no business beating this team away from home. But if you do, that might send your team on a crazy run to go get a trophy. Bro, I was talking to, I mean, this is a quick personal story. I remember I was talking to my a friend of mine I played football with and trained with, and he played for Marshall University the year they won the national championship, NCAA. And literally, I remember I was like, bro, what was the moment that like you knew? Because at a certain moment, he was like, honestly, when we beat Clemson 1-0, I knew we were winning the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. And I think they played them like maybe quarterfinals or maybe the round before that. But he was just like, no, I knew. Like as soon as we beat them, I was like, oh no, like they're the best team. We're not going to see anybody better than them. Oh yeah, we're straight.
I mean,
so I've always loved that magic of a tournament, you know. And now, I mean, Marshall University's obviously been growing their program, and now they're one of their top 25 pretty much every year now. You know, I remember playing Marshall University my spring season senior year, and like we beat them 2-0. I think it was like a spring tournament we did. But look at them now; they're top 25 in the year just because of a crazy tournament run. You know what I mean? Every year now. So
shout out.
I've always. So yeah, no, I'm gonna spend too long, but I love the just one and done format. Always been a fan.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the 2 home and away, you know. Just I feel like we grew up on, I feel like we grew up watching European football where it was like Salam said, it was away goals. And honestly, when they first took away goals, I was a little upset just because as a football purist, I feel like if I score away from home in hostile territory, I should get that little bit of extra. But I understand, you know, everybody gets participation trophies now, so we got to make it a little bit easier. But home and away for me, I feel like home and away is just everybody gets their home field advantage and you just settle it there. But last game I want to talk about in the MLS was an exciting one, man. Seattle versus Minnesota. And you know, we've been talking about this Minnesota team all year, you know, even before the Tanny trade for him to go to Europe. This team was one of the teams that I said, you know, they just watch out for them. And beating Seattle in the fashion they did, down a man in the 3rd game at home, goes to PKs, it goes all the way down to, you know, the goalies. And shout out to both teams because both keepers played exceptionally well in that PK shootout. But this Minnesota team, man, we've been talking about them. How far do you think this team can go in the West?
I mean, I don't know who they play up next. Maybe one of you guys can look that up real quick. But
They're
really
still
just
waiting the winner
Yeah,
of the
well,
Portland versus San
Portland.
Diego, who plays tonight.
Well, then unfortunately, it's a wrap. I'm sorry. If it was, if they were going to see somebody else, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, San Diego hasn't played yet. I fully anticipate them to beat Portland and move on. And I see them playing the winner of, well, I guess they would play Minnesota here, but no, I think Minnesota is still them and Vancouver. Those are the two best teams in the West. I still think that this Minnesota team is gonna struggle scoring goals. And I mean, like that's the biggest thing with them. Defensively, they're okay. Shout out to Dane St. Clair winning goalkeeper of the year, but offensively, I just don't know if they're going to be able to outscore San Diego and Vancouver. So, but shout out to them. I mean, they were down in this game versus Seattle. They were down a man, and for them to not only come back to take the game into overtime, but then to win it in pens, I think was huge for them. So big confidence booster for them, and we'll see. But they ain't beating San Diego or Vancouver.
I agree. I mean, they're not playing Vancouver unless they beat San Diego or Portland in the next round. But honestly, I still have I don't know. Whenever the Timbers are involved in any playoffs, bro, it's kind of hard to go against them. I'm sorry. Like, it's just legacy. I'm just kind of like, I don't even know if you're being. You don't score enough to beat Timbers. I agree, Salam. Like, you have to score goals at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like just touching back on Miami. Miami, they do get scored on, but they also score a lot of goals. So like a team like Miami, like you have to outscore them. Like that 2022 Liverpool team, I think like you had to outscore them. Like you couldn't just they weren't that great defensively, but you had to outscore them. You know what I mean? And I just feel like if you can't really score goals, then in this day's like game, like the modern game, today's game, it's gonna be tough, bro. You have to score. You have to keep goals out, of course, but you have to score goals, bro, because other teams are just way too dangerous and players are just too good at this moment. Like someone will have some type of brilliance. So yeah, I don't think they're getting past this round, but kudos to them. And I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It's interesting to see what they do.
Go ahead.
No, all you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I agree with all the points you guys made. Especially with Portland. I feel like I fell in love with San Diego this season, but man, Portland is making them look like they were nothing this year in the playoffs. I mean, both games so far has been crazy close, like just margins. So whoever Minnesota meets, it's going to be a tough one. But eliminating Seattle, it's a big deal. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that's good MLS talk. It's been a good start to the playoffs. It's been a great first round of the playoffs. A lot of these series did go 3 games, and I think we'll probably see that in this next round too. Honestly, Salam, I'm with you. I think you guys can play with Cincinnati or with Miami a little bit better than Nashville did. You guys hold on to the ball better. I think this will be more offensively minded. I think whenever it's Cincy versus Columbus, it's a little nervy. You guys know each other a little too well, so you guys play a little too defensively. I think this will be a lot more open, and you'll see Evander get off a little bit more. Denke, he came off in that third game, but I still think he's just one of those energetic people you got to keep on the pitch as much as possible. That would be my only thing going into the second series for y'all. I feel like you got to play Denke more.
To be honest, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say for him when he came off in the 60th minute, I was kind of like, but it turned out well. So I mean, shout out Noonan. He knows what he's doing. But I feel like that's just one of those X factors. If you can keep him on the pitch, keep him on the pitch.
Yeah, I think how Brenner also, comes out in this series will also kind of determine how well Cincinnati does, because he's also kind of like the secret guy that nobody thinks of. You have Denke and you have Evander, so everybody's kind of like focused on that. But Brenner is also one of the guys for Cincy, man.
Yeah.
He snuck me. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like,
Yeah.
I was not even worried about you.
Yeah. No, he was good, man. We brought him back. He was there when Joe Zhao, Jeff Cameron and all them guys were there. So I felt like, yeah, I mean, he definitely paid off the investment we made in bringing him back. But yeah, two big calls by Noonan this past weekend. One was starting Giddy, and the other one was taking off Denke. But yeah, I mean, that's why he's getting paid the big bucks.
No, he looks good, man. Definitely looks the manager fits the part. But yeah, let's bring it back over to the other side of the pond. Talk about the Premier League before we get into our teams, because nobody took L's this week, which is kudos to us. Some got 3 points. Some got 3 points. Some of y'all, yeah. But no, I want to talk Liverpool City, man. This match was very, very eye-opening, to say the least.
Very weird game, man. Very odd game for some reason.
It was. I mean, you could say odd. For me, it was more eye-opening.
Did it feel like a 4-0 though? Was it 4-0?
He said eye-opening.
Yeah, nah. For me, it was more.
Was it 3-0 or 4-0? I can't.
It was 3, right?
Yeah, it was 3.
It was 3.
The first game was 4-0. Never mind. The first game was 4-0.
See, you already getting them mixed up. That's how bad it is. But no, for me, it was more eye-opening, because we've been talking about this Liverpool team. It was 2 in a row, then it was 3 in a row, then it was 4 in a row. We said, is this a blip, or are they going to figure it out? And then they had a decent week. They won a couple games, or they won a game. And we're like, okay, maybe Liverpool's back. They won in Europe as well. We're like, okay, 2 in a row. But for me, this City team showed me that they don't really they don't want to be taken by surprise this year. I think they're going to challenge Arsenal, and they don't really look they don't look like they're afraid to just keep going and beating teams. Liverpool, obviously, they're the champions of the Premier League, but this year they've been on a blip, and Pep and City they just took advantage of that. I don't remember Liverpool ever looking good in this match. There were maybe a few times where I'm like, okay, maybe they would have got that off. But like, for the most part, this was a City dominance at home. Doku looked the best player on the pitch. Haaland misses a pen, and then he gets his goal back within the next 10 minutes. This is one of those games where they were like, no, we're going to show and prove to you guys that you're not who you think you are. And I don't know if it's how the locker room feels right now because of Ekitike, Isak, all these new players. Frimpong is hurt. They're not even starting Kirkez. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what's going on right now. So for me, it's Liverpool's in shambles a little bit. I don't want to say shambles. That's probably a little harsh. But Liverpool, they got to figure it out, because
no, they're in shambles.
It looks bad, bro. Like, it looks bad. They're still top 8, 9, but they're behind United for the first time in I don't know how long.
They're in shambles. They're by us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's time to start looking at things and trying to figure it out, because it don't look good. It just don't look good over there.
I mean, I agree with you. To be honest, watching the game, I was trying to look. I was really paying attention. I'll say the first half, I was really paying attention just to see, like, where is like a breakdown. But the more I think about it, the more I start to realize this might not really have to do anything with football. Maybe losing Jota is really eating them. I don't know. Maybe that tragedy is just too much. I don't know. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but bro, these are the same guys, man. They added better players. Like, is it a tactics thing? I don't want to say it's a tactics thing, because it just, even watching Salah, bro, every touch, every dribble, the confidence is not there. He can't even get it off. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't get washed in 6 months. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what y'all think, but the more I look at them, the more I'm like, this might not just be about football for real. Like, these guys just seem to
I agree
to
with
have
that,
something
man.
going on, because they're too good to look the way they did today. To be honest, I think they're a better team than City. They're a better assembled talent than City has right now. I don't think that's a hot take, but they did not look close to how City looked today. City
I
just ran
don't.
them off the park.
I can agree with that, Mike. I I don't. I'm not even gonna try to act like I understand what's going on over there because I don't.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine like losing a teammate that they've had for a long time. You know what I mean? And that they were fully planning on like they're probably just talking about the season. Like, oh yeah, we're about to get back, and let's run it back. Let's go get the Champions League this year. Like I couldn't really imagine. So like I mean, at the end of the day, but they're professionals. Like Mike, I understand because at the beginning of the year they're flying. You know, beginning of the year they're flying. They were fine. But now they're definitely I wouldn't say they're in shambles just yet. They're definitely in a blip. This isn't a blip though. This is serious. This is getting to that territory of bro. You don't pick up points in the prem because they pick up points elsewhere. It's just in the prem. So if you're not picking up points in the prem in the next 2 to 3 weeks, once the international break is over, which I think is good for this team. Sometimes if you get on a losing streak, you just need to everyone go their separate ways for a little bit, and then let's come back as a group, and we'll all be fresh and have new ideas, and it'll kind of fix itself. But yeah, no, this is winter is coming, and this is not the time to not be informed. I will just say that this is not the time to not be informed. These are crucial, especially before the winter comes. Like, bro, these are crucial points as the winter is starting to set in. Because, bro, once the conditions start getting sloppy, any type of goal can happen, and football won't be you. It's not you won't have as much control with the conditions. So this isn't the time because let's say they don't have a good run of form over the next 2-3 matches in the Prem. The conditions get bad. You might give up a random goal just because the ball hit a slick and it popped over. Like you never know. So no, it's definitely not a blip. They need to figure it out. But this also could be bigger than football and bigger than what we're all want to talk about. And obviously we have to talk about it. But yeah, no, so I think you're right, Mike. Like Salah does not look okay. Simple. He hasn't looked fine since he came back. So being honest, you know what I mean? So I can only imagine, what those players are going through. And obviously some are able to, I guess, cope a little bit easier than others during these times of playing and things like that. But not everyone's the same. And I think we've seen it with Salah since the beginning of the season. He hasn't looked. We always like to say he has a slow start, but nah, I think this is different. This is different.
What was the name of the City kid that was defending him today?
O'Reilly?
Yeah,
he's good though. He's good. He's good. I like O'Reilly.
He's good, but come on. He made Salah look like a second-class citizen.
Yeah, no, there was one where like he, how you get beat, you just stick your like back leg out. Like he got one of those off, and I was like, damn. Like
yeah,
I was like
easy.
I think with him though, specifically Salah though, like we can see that physically he's just not where he was though, and that just comes with like age. So like, I mean, one of the
I don't think that's a lot.
I don't want to blame it on that.
It's too
so what? 3 months? 3 months?
Last season he just had how many goals?
No. But I will say this though, like the problem with Salah right now is that the goals dried up. To be very honest with you, and I know that he had a very great season last year statistically, but in a lot of those games he was just scoring. It's not as if like now when I'm watching now, I'm like, okay, now we're like giving you the ball, looking for you to beat a man, and you're not beating a man, and you're not scoring either. And you're in the same positions that you would be in last year. You're not scoring those. Like, so I think for me, I think it's twofold. Obviously, yes, like the Jota thing is big for not just him, but for everybody. But like I just also think that he's just not the player that he was before though as well too. So I think it may be surprising to some, but for me, I'm not surprised. Physically, he's just not. where he was. And that's one of the best parts about his game. We saw it with Mane too.
Bro, 3 months does not change that, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
I
3
think
months does
I
not
think
change
last
that.
year, I understand stats is a big part. So again, like you look at this, and listen, he had a crazy season last year, but I still think that in a lot of those games last year, all he was walking away with was the goal, and maybe again they won the league. So yeah, what's the point? But I'm just saying, like when you're assessing his performance, like him actually playing the game, well, I saw this shit last year. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Whatever you
saying.
say, bro. But yeah, no, I'm taking nothing away from City. I mean, they look good,
Yeah,
and they're just flying under the radar.
really.
They're not really saying a lot themselves. Um,
Yeah, you keep
and
that in house.
not too many people are
Keep that in house.
talking about them. They're just quietly
Yeah.
just handling business and going about it.
Are they the biggest threats to Arsenal right now?
100%.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
For sure. What?
Yeah.
There's only 2 teams with over 20 points in
I
the
think
Prem right now.
Chelsea, right? Chelsea's up there, right?
No.
No.
We'll talk about that
Come
after
on, can we
international
go?
break, man.
Yeah. We
There's
we're
some
so
games
eager,
to be
since we're so
played.
eager to talk about our teams,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and talk about United, man. 2-2 draw this weekend, and I feel like temperatures were a little high for this one because United's been in a great run of form. Ruben Amorim's coming off Coach of the Month.
Hey, coach of the month and player of the month.
BM, don't leave him around your BM.
Hey.
Brian Mbuemo coming off Player of the Month. They call him BM.
Hey,
don't
what
leave
did he
him around
say?
your
What did he say?
BM.
What did he say? What is this celebration? What are we missing?
Nah, but all jokes aside, I mean, United has looked decent. This is the first time I feel like in a long time that I look at United and I see, Amorim.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not the biggest fan of him for sure, but you can see that whatever took him, 9 months to implement, it's starting to implement. And I think what it was is he needed a player that could kind of take it upon himself to start to do things to maybe let everyone else see that, it's possible, and Brian Mbuemo's that player. We thought it would be Cunha, but I think we all knew the player Brian Mbuemo could be. But we all notice when you get to United, when you get to any of our clubs, sometimes you don't realize the weight of the badge. You know what I'm saying? And it's always interesting to see that player that goes into the club and just takes the shirt and wears it very casually and with respect. And it looks like it fits. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Brian, with Mbuemo, it just looks like he looks your best player. We know he's the best player. And now United is exciting again because I think you have a player like him on the pitch. So, all jokes aside, you guys look good. You haven't lost in the Prem in in some time. I think it's just been draws for the most part. So you guys, you look good. I want to ask you though, what do you think it's going to take to keep this consistently? Do you think this is the 11 that can consistently give you result week after week? Because I feel like the big thing with you is, the players, they're not getting, we don't have the players, the players.
We don't have the players.
But like, I look at this United team and I mean, we talked about Mount early in the year and I know he's not really your focal point, but I told you, I think he could give you something positive, week after week. When you look at your team now, when you look at your 11 and the people you're bringing off the bench, do you think this is a consistent lineup to give you results?
I think the starting 11 is that we have is the best 11 that we can go forward with. The only thing that I would change is probably Euro into the mix based off of who we have right now. But I mean, listen, it's frustrating because this is 2 weeks in a row now. This week versus Tottenham, last week versus Nottingham Forest. You're showing that you can't manage games. You're showing that you can't close out games. Now, we beat Brighton 4-2 at Old Trafford 2 weeks ago. If you don't remember, we were up 3-0 in that game. And one of the things that I said when I got on here was it's concerning for me. How does that game go from 3-0 to 3-2 because of the decisions that you make? Here we are versus Nottingham Forest. Same situation. It takes for an Ahmad goal, which was a great goal by him. He rescues us. Here we are, 2-2. Versus Tottenham, here we are. Tottenham, actually, when I saw Kudus wasn't in the squad, I was like, oh, this is
His money right
yeah, we
here.
have a shot here. We have a shot here. Because I think he's been their best player. I thought we completely outplayed them in large parts of the game. Obviously, they had their moments, but
in like
nah, man.
80% of the game.
Yeah, bro. Like it was very like it was one of the rare times where I kind of sat back and I was like, wow, I kind of feel like okay here. Like I don't see them like scoring on us. I mean, the tell goal was kind of like it is what it is. It was a deflected goal. It was a great turn on him. So like I don't know. I mean, like it's unfortunate, but like it is what it is there. But then to go down, and then you have to ask yourself, how do we get into that position? Well, let's look at our subs. Let's look at our subs. I mean, Sesko came on, and I mean to be very honest with you, did absolutely nothing. Not because
Wait. Let me ask you a question right here, real quick. Okay, you said Sesko, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather have Sesko or Mateta right now?
No, bro, Mike. We could have
No. Just answer the question.
Sesko. I would rather have Sesko 100%.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I would
Anyways,
have.
go ahead.
I would have Sesko 100% of the time.
You were linked with Mateta this summer. You could have had Mateta.
We were linked with a lot. We were linked with Carlos Baleba. So I don't know what that means, Mike. I said I don't know if you guys remember. I said in one of our in studio sessions over the summer that I think we play better without a 9, and this was one of those games. I felt like we were in complete control, and I'm not even really blaming it on him per se. But he did have an opportunity to score, and then Van de Ven came and made a great tackle, and then as a result of that tackle, unfortunately, he got hurt and he had to come off. We had to go down to 10 men, but we had to go down to 10 men because again, some of these silly substitutions. Maguire had to come off. I understand he was hurt. You sub on Euro, but then it's like you keep persisting with this Delo. So our wingbacks right now at that moment was Dorgu and Ahmad. You take off Dorgu, who was playing well, who defensively speaking is better than the other outside wingback. Ahmad does well on the wing for us. Defensively, he struggles. That's not his thing. But it's like, okay, I'll take that because going forward, you offer a lot. So you take off the wing back that actually gives us a little bit of defensive stability, and then you bring on Delo, the guy who can't defend or attack. So and then who comes on? Ugarte. You keep persisting with Ugarte. What does we need someone who's gonna calm us in the midfield, someone who can possess the ball, someone who can knock it around. We're up right now. Let's just see out the game. You have Kobe Mainu sitting there. Now let's bring on Ugarte and let's put him next to Bruno Fernandes, two people that are just allergic with the ball. Absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Imagine this is our coach. And then listen, all the subs you bring on, you bring them all at one time too, as if like you're just throwing everybody at the wall, at the wall, bro. What, bro? How fuming I was, how furious I was when Sesko got hurt. I mean, he got hurt, so it was like
it was quick too. It was like, damn, bro, we just brought you on.
It was what it was though. Like it's a part of the game. You got hurt.
Yeah.
How are we in a position where we're at like 0 subs? What? We have 0 subs. Like what? I don't understand, bro. I've coached youth soccer. I can tell you straight up, bro. I can tell you straight up. I fucking staggered those motherfuckers, man. What? I don't have subs. And then listen, but listen. We finished the man. We finished the game. We finished the game with 10 men. We finished the game with 10 men, and then Delit comes and saves us, right? So on the surface level, you could be like, oh, well, you guys tied it. We got a point. That's 4 points that we dropped over the course of the past 2 weeks. And I mean, if we can learn from anything, we have to understand that all these points matter. We play 1 game a week. Why isn't it that some of these guys can't go the distance? The last game you played was last week. What do you mean? Like, why can't he play, bro? Casemiro, I understand. You're not like this isn't 2014, but like, bro, the last game I watched Arsenal play two times this week. I watched Chelsea play 2 times this week. What are you talking about, bro? These guys play once a week. You're telling me that they can't go to the distance? You play the same people. It's not even like, I don't know, bro.
Hey, that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that.
I don't get it. We're a team that lacks continuity and that lacks fluidity, and you continuously look to disrupt that. And I don't get it. It's like the team does well in setting us up, and then you come in and you're like, I have to affect it. I have to make people remember I'm here. You know, like, damn, bro. Like, nah, bro. And that's the thing. Like, it's only gonna get worse. It's only going to get worse. I'm not getting carried away with anything. I said this during Liverpool, bro. On another day, all those chances that Gakpo makes, that's a hat trick on that day. And now we have a completely different narrative around this team, bro. No, I'm not carried away with this at all. Bro.
No, but you don't feel like the tide is turning a little bit?
No, Mike. No, it's not.
Come on,
the fact that he's one
manager. These are games you would have lost last year, though. So for me, even with Ruben Amorim's shortfalls, I guess, and I'm not even mad at what you said, because I agree with you. Honestly, some of those substitutions, when you're up, why fix it if it ain't broke, or why if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or however the saying goes. So I'm with you on that, but these are also matches you would have lost last year, and you know that. And you know that, whether it's the last minute heroics, how many times did we talk about Ahmad balling you out last year? So that's not new in the Nottingham Forest match. So these things aren't new, but I think that a lot of these matches you would have lost. And if you look at your last month and a half, you guys only play 1 game a week. So you're able to prepare. And whether or not things go 80% right or they go 60% right, you're not dropping. You're not losing, at least. You haven't lost in a little bit. So for me, that's a step. I hear you, but this is a step in the right direction, bro. You're not Liverpool, right?
Chelsea, hold on. Chelsea, you guys started, and I'm not comparing us to you guys right now. I'm just saying, Chelsea, when you guys had started the day, you guys played after us. You guys were, I think, in like what, 7th?
Yeah, we're 7th.
You jumped up to 2nd. Just by winning your game. You have to win the games in front of you. So, like, I don't know. For a team that plays, once a week, that is supposedly on this up and up, I'm expecting more. And I'm telling you, just let the games continue. This manager is going to continue.
What do you expect, though? Like, bro.
I expect you to make good decisions, bro. I expect you to make
okay, no, fair. That all the 10 minutes you have, 100%. I agree. Very, very fried decisions, because why don't you have at least 1 sub remaining in the final minutes of the game? It doesn't make any sense to me. That's insane behavior. I don't know how you have 0 subs, and it's not like you had to force like 5 substitutions on. I completely agree, but
unbelievable.
You have to take, bro. You're in a rebuild. You're in rebuilding. We are on now. I can confidently say Arsenal is on the opposite. We're on the grass is the greener part of the grass now. We're not in a rebuild anymore. Y'all literally just started this. I would say Chelsea's in the middle. You're gonna take these bumps and these twists and turns throughout this rebuild. And whether you want to say it or not, bro, this is not his 11. Bro, I had Arteta out for a while because it wasn't his 11. I see his 11 now. I'm like, well, I can't even be mad at it, bro. I feel you. I was wrong. And I'm not saying that's what MRM is, because even when Arteta was figuring out, bro, he was doing some of the same things. Well, he wasn't doing anything this crazy. I'm not gonna lie. No subs at the end of the game. That's crazy.
No
But
subs, bro.
yeah, no
We haven't
no
played
subs
since last week. We have
no subs. No subs is crazy. But I will say that these are points that you would have dropped last year. You would have gone down 2-1 and dropped the point. And bro, that was going to be one of my shoutouts today. Shout out to Lit, bro, because he's been balling quietly this entire season, showing up for y'all in a lot of big moments. So no, I agree with what you're saying, but you have to, bro, you have two people in front of you at different stages of the process, bro. You see it. You're going to just have to live through it, bro. And I understand, but you're just going to have to live through it, because at the end of the day, all right, bro, whatever you said.
Not with him.
You don't have to live through it, though.
No, I agree with what Gabriel is saying. I think, to be honest, I feel like the last month, you guys have had a pretty good month, even though, most of the results will not say that. But I think the tide is turning a little bit, because there are some positions I feel like he's finding consistency in, where he's playing the same guys. The crazy one to me this weekend, I was like, damn, Luke Shaw is out here for real. Though.
Yeah, no, wow.
Like, consistently out here. And he's actually not looking that bad. I'm not even gonna lie. He's not looking
not that bad.
But
not that bad.
You have to go through the Luke Shaw era right now to get to the next guy. So I think the tide is turning. I think you just have to be positive, and I completely understand where you are, because I was there. You've been a club, with the standards so high. These things don't excite you. Like these little, draws, it don't excite you. So I understand. But like Cornelius said, last year, this is an L. This game would have been an L. So
he's gonna be the reason we don't make top 4 this year. I'm telling you.
Hey, you think
you think this board's gonna back him in January? This is his 11. You say it's not? This is.
I mean, he still got Mandem like Delo and Shaw.
Your leadership, Mike. Remember, I told you the leadership. Remember, I know we have a captain, but I don't know if you guys know. We have a leadership committee at our team. You know who's in there? The most odd combination of people. Guess who's in there? Bruno's
Maguire,
in there.
Bruno.
Maguire's in there. Bruno's in there. Guess who else is in there?
Luke Shaw's probably in there.
Delo. Can you believe Delo's in there?
Proper professional. Ronaldo said it.
Okay, Delo's in there. Lissandro's in there. I haven't even seen Lissandro.
He's one of the captain. He's one of the captains.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not mad at it, but Lissandro's in there. And then you know who the other one is? Mazraoui. Like, I'm not mad at it either.
Honestly, that was one of my guesses.
Professional too, though.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
But for me, I feel like United, from the outside looking in, you guys are taking a step in the right direction. I can look at what you all doing over there and say, okay, they haven't lost in a little bit. They're figuring it out, even in through these draws. I mean, when you look, Nottingham Forest, it's got to feel tough, because that's a game you want to get 3 points. But this Thomas Frank Spurs team has looked very good, and you guys played them for 90 minutes and were able to get a result. So I couldn't have said y'all would do that last year. You know how I feel about Spurs. I feel like they're beatable. So I understand where you are. But to move on to Arsenal, another 2-2 draw. This one probably hurts a little bit more than, the one from Salam, just because Arsenal is in first place and they saw an opportunity to make a bigger gap. And this week they just weren't able to do that. But shout out Brian Brobby, first goal for him in the Premier League. This is a player I've actually been following since he was at Ajax. He's an Ajax Academy. He's a Dutch national player. he's got some qualities, man. He's got some qualities of a good player. I think Sunderland is a very, very great step for him, especially the fact that they're in the Premier League and they're doing so well for him. He's not a starter, but this is somebody that will give them minutes. Obviously, he's someone you can bring off the bench and rely on. And the fact that they have, Carabao in the FA Cup, I think this is where you'll see him shine because he can play, against these second division teams, until you get into the later stages. This is a guy who he has a good engine, he has a good motor, clearly he has a good eye for goal. But Gabriel, this Arsenal match, does it? First and foremost, I want to give shout out to Sunderland. Before we talk about Arsenal a little bit, where do we see this Sunderland team? Because when Chelsea lost them 2 weeks ago, I was up on here lit. I was not a happy camper. But when I look at what they've been doing over the first 11 weeks, we're about a fourth into the season, a little bit over the fourth in the season. They're a top 4 team. They are defending well, and they're able to counter. I was talking to Gabriel because he said every team sits deep against us. Every team does a low block against us. And I said, bro, when they played Chelsea, we were up 1-0, and we couldn't get that second goal because they were doing a low block. This is a team that, they kind of know who they are. They're going to defend a low block, but they have very pacey wingers, and they have a forward who can score goals, and they can even come off the bench with guys who are quick. So I think this team kind of knows who they are. They're not really asking for much. They have Xhaka in the middle, he's a consummate professional. He played at Arsenal for how many years? Went to Leverkusen, won there, and now he chose Sunderland. This is a team that he said, no, I want to play for them. They're going back to the Prem. Oh, I see qualities over there that I think I can, mold. And this team has clearly stepped into the Premier League. And just like you said, G, they were 6th place. They weren't supposed to be here. And now they have come and they're making a name for themselves. So I kind of just want to start, before we get into Arsenal, do we think this Sunderland team gets a European spot? I won't say top 4 all year because that's probably a little ambitious. But do we think this is a top 6 team, top 7 team?
No, I love stories like this. Stories like this are always good for, the season. A team nobody expected, going above and beyond, just performing, blowing everybody's expectations out of the water. Nobody expected Sunderland to be where they are right now. But I don't think they'll get a European spot. I like what they're doing, but I just don't see them getting a European spot. The league is too good this year. I just think at some point people will figure it out. People will find out, how well they can play them and, take advantage of their shortcomings of talent or whatnot. But I don't know, man. This is a good story. I would like to see them do well. I would like to see, them have a good season, but a European spot, damn, that would be something. But I don't think they'll get a European spot. They'll finish top 10, though. That I think they will do. They'll finish top 10.
They can sneak themselves in there. Hate to admit it. They can. I think they can. I don't think, because at the end of the day, the European spots will probably get to 7th, 8th place.
Yeah, 7.
By the end of the year.
7, 8.
7, 8.
Depending on, Champions League, how we English teams do.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I can see them. If this is the only thing with Sunderland, they have to stay healthy. That's their only thing.
True.
If one of these if Xhaka gets hurt, God forbid, and I love Xhaka. If Xhaka gets hurt, they're captain for a month. Yeah. I don't see it. This is a team. Yes, they bought a lot of players and they have players that can fill in, but their 11 is a very cohesive and a strong 11, 100%. And they have maybe 1 or 2 guys offensively that they can add in and out. Adingra, these different guys. But at the end of the day, if one of their if someone in their spine gets hurt, they don't have the facilities to keep up what they're doing. I'm sorry, they're going to get exposed.
How about this though?
If they can stay healthy, they can.
Does Sunderland have a better shot at making a European spot than Manchester United?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
What
How
are we
about
talking
Bournemouth?
about?
How about Bournemouth? Do they get
No,
a
I wouldn't even
European
say
spot?
them.
Okay,
I wouldn't
okay.
even say them
See,
either.
that's why I was saying
No.
that I just don't see them getting a European spot because for Sunderland to
But
get a European
Mike,
spot
can
with
they
United,
sneak it? But can they sneak
oh,
it?
they
Yes,
can
they
sneak it.
can.
They can
They
sneak it.
but they have to, bro. For me, they have to.
Stay healthy,
After
yeah.
the past 5 years that I've seen from my team, they have to stay healthy, bro. They have
Okay.
to,
I agree with
because if
that.
they get a couple injuries, bro, it's over with. All this is we can see
Yeah.
this team go from 4th to 13th quickly.
Quick,
You
yeah,
feel
you're
me?
right.
So
It's a good
I
story,
mean,
though. It's a good
yeah, it's
story.
great. I love the story. It's a great story,
Yeah.
but they have to stay healthy. They have to.
So your take on the Arsenal side?
Obviously, I would have loved to have 3 points. Like, duh. I mean, we would have been what 6 points above City on the table. But hey, I think that given the team like Sunderland and they're just flying right now, I mean, I honestly feel like we got away with one. If I'm being completely honest, like this, we played a team that's currently in 4th, and it's tough to go in there and play. They've obviously been getting results against most of the teams that they've been playing, and you know, I don't, I don't think they're. I think we get 4 points from them this year. I don't think they're beating us in the Emirates. Absolutely not. Like, but hey, man, kudos to them. I can't even be mad, bro. Like, do I feel like it was a foul on Zubamendi for that, free kick to be had for them and them to get the goal? No, but hey, they got the goal. I can critique the Gabrielle, do this, you maybe do this better and that, but like, bro, I I can't even be mad at it. It is what it is. I Obviously, I wish we would have played better. This first half is one of the poor first halves that we've had in a very, very long time. It was an extremely poor first half, but obviously second half we got it together, and I wish we would have seen out the lead. And we made the right decisions to see out the lead. We brought in Mascara, we took off Eze. That's one thing I think that needed to happen within the latter stages of the match. But hey, man, kudos to them for getting a flick and hey, man, a moment of brilliance. I think obviously we can always do better in the situations, but we just have to. This is a point that I have to live with, and I don't think it's the end all be all. I don't think everyone's talking about this goal record. Like, bro, I don't care about this goal record or honestly anything like that. But bro, we didn't lose. That was my main thing. Like, we can't be losing to Sunderland. We can't be losing to Sunderland, and for us to go there and obviously I want 3 points, but to get a dub would have been better. But to at least get that point to get out, so be it, bro. The team is flying. All right, so be it, bro. So be it. Brentford caught us
Yeah.
slipping the first year they came to the Prem when their first game at home. Like, that place is right now what Nottingham Forest was like 2 years ago when they saying there was a fortress. That's what Sunderland is right now. So obviously would have loved the 3 points, but I live with it. We move, we get a point, and I mean, I'm happy this international break is here. I want my players back, bro. I want my players back. I want Gyökeres to be back. I want Kai Havertz to be back. I want Madueke back. Jesus is back training. Odegaard should be back. Like, we're missing key players for us right now. So yeah, no, I'm okay with that result. But I know that after the international break, we have 3 extremely tough matches in a week.
Yeah.
3 extremely tough matches in a
You're
week.
gonna come. You're gonna come see us.
And I think if we can get 3 results in these 3 matches, I think we'll fly. I think we'll hit another run. So who knows?
I'm
I'm not
actually
mad about it, but it is what it is, man. I'll take the point. I'll take the point.
I'm actually surprised at your reaction. Online a lot of Arsenal fans are like the earth and the sky is falling. You know. But I actually really did not expect the way you responded to that because I'm like, bro, if you think about it, bro, I hate saying good things about Arsenal because I really fucking hate y'all, man. Y'all piss me off. But, you guys were down, right? You were down. You tied the game. You took the lead, bro. That alone, man, it's not easy to do. Championship winning teams do that. Go down, tie the game, take the lead. You guys did that. Like you said, a moment of brilliance, bailed them out, got them the point that they needed. But I wouldn't be too stressed about it. I mean, as an outsider, it's fun, it's banter, stick it to them. But this is just it's another result in the season. We're not gonna look back at this result. We're not.
I mean,
I mean,
I
it's
think
just
if
I
we
think
I
it's
think
just
if we
one of
don't
those games.
if we don't win the Prem, we're gonna look back at this result. But like at the end of the day, bro, like I said, man, I feel very confident in my team. Not only offensively when we're at full strength, not only offensively but defensively,
Yeah,
and
defensively, yeah.
and we haven't been at full strength all season. We haven't had a non-injury list all season, bro. Of not only players that don't play as much, but also key players that start every match. We haven't had our captain all season,
Let me
pretty
ask
much
you
all
this.
season. So it's like for me, let it's a longer international break. Everyone has 2.5 weeks. Yes, some players will be playing for their countries. I understand. I just want health coming back. If we are healthy, fully healthy, bro, I feel so good about these next 3 games. And that I think will set us up for going into the winter and potentially having a winter run. Because if we can have a run in the winter, I think we can be okay.
Let me ask you
But
this.
go ahead.
I know a lot of people have been worried about Saka's production this season. I believe he has what, like 4 GAs so far. But I mean, everybody knows he's been Arsenal's guy. I mean, in terms of production, Mr. Consistent. He's always consistent, Mr. Reliable.
Hmm.
How do you feel about his production so far this season? Do you think it matters? Do you think you're gonna need him? Do you how
I
are you
mean,
feeling about that?
bro, I'm not worried about him. That's the last player I'm worried about. That's still our best player. Um, I think that I mean he has what 3 goals in 9 matches. I just don't think he's assisting as much as last season. Obviously, he had a lot more assists last season, but one thing that I know about this team is that, bro, our goals are going to come from everywhere. They're not just going to come from one place. I'm not worried about Saka one bit. I worry about Saka's health because I see how every team plays Saka, and if you watch the Sunderland match this past weekend, they doubled down every time he got the ball, and he still made things happen. So I've seen when teams are able to do that, yes, you're not as good against us, 100%. And once again, why is Saka getting doubled down like this? Because we don't have a player like Gyökeres that can bother the center backs and make runs to kind of free up lanes for Saka. And we had Moreno in there. We don't have all 3 of our center strikers. Can you imagine? We don't have all 3 of them. Kai Havertz is out.
Wait,
Jesus
when are
is
they
out.
coming back?
They're coming. Gyökeres picked up a muscle injury. Kai Havertz has been out. Jesus has been out. We don't even have a center striker right now. So it's like Moreno's a midfielder. What are we talking about?
He comes
Yeah,
in.
yes, Moreno is our makeshift striker that has been
It's
producing
of an
for us.
emergency.
Yeah, in case of emergencies, for sure. He's our 4th string striker, but it's like, bro,
Break glass.
sure. Yeah, like so it's like, man, I'm not worried about Saka one bit, bro. I'm not worried about him one bit.
Yeah,
Odegaard's not here. His playing mate Odegaard's not here. He's just getting acclimated with playing with Eze. We don't have Madueke still. I mean, he's just playing with Kai Havertz. We don't have him back. Like, I'm not, and he's still producing for us, even in the not only in the Champions League, but then also in the Prem. So I'm not worried about Saka one bit. He'll be fine. Our team will be fine, and we're gonna get our goals from everywhere. We don't need to rely just on Saka. I don't need to just rely on you. Yeah, you just by how good you are, yes, you should have GA. But quietly, Trossard is having an amazing season. No one wants to talk about it, but because it's Trossard, but amazing season. Declan Rice looks great. I have no complaints. Zubamendi, I can't even like say how many praises. Mascara we got for 15 mil. He looks great. Nkapie.
How many goals does Gabriel have now?
How many? Literally. I don't even, maybe 4 or 5, like across all competitions. So it's like, bro, my team, I'm not worried about them. I truly just, the main thing I worry about is our health. If we, as long as we can stay healthy and our main players can stay healthy, I think we're better than every other team in the world, if I'm being completely honest. At full strength, I think we're one of the best teams in the world, and we can compete with anyone in the world. And we are one of the best teams in the world. So it's like, I just want our health back, and we haven't had that all year. And once we get our health back and we're able to play all of our players, we'll be straight. So it is what it is this week. I'm just ready for the international break, and I'm ready to get my players back because we play Spurs at home, we play Munich at home, and we play Chelsea away. 3 tough matches, all of them. So I just want us to get our health back. I just want us to get our health back because we're going to need all 22 of our players to play. And one last thing, I saw a little thing on Instagram the other day, bro. We can start a team of all right footers and a team of all left footers, and both teams look good. And that's how I know we'll be okay.
No, it's crazy. That's the way you ended because, just to end it on Arsenal, Gabriel said this in the beginning of the year. In our summer preview episode, he said we have 2 players in every position. The fact that they got right and left is actually insane. I ain't never seen that before. That has to be
I'll send y'all the thing, but literally we can start a team of all right footers. Starting lineup looks strong. A team of all left footers and starting lineup looks strong.
I mean, we could go. We don't have to do it now, but we can go position for position. We've seen all the Instagram and social media posts of like who they have and starting 11 and then their backups. They look good, even with players out. Gabriel just named 5-6 very good players, Odegaard, Madueke, these Kai Havertz, Jesus, and they still are in first place with a 4-point gap. So, say what you will about Arsenal, but they look the best team, like you said, in the league for sure. And they are definitely one of the best teams in the world, but we'll see. It's November. There's a long year ahead of us. So,
yeah. The last thing I want to say is I just think that these next 3 games are they're gonna be an eye opener, and they're gonna tell us where we're at as a team. That's it.
No, that's fair. No, I definitely agree with that. It ain't sweet when you come to the bridge. I've been saying that all year, and Wolves found that out this week, but. I don't really want to. I don't really want to speak too much on our match, just because I do want to get into Champions League here in a little bit. But Chelsea, we had a tough match over the week in the midweek against Karabag away. I think for us it was just one of those matches where we have a lot of young players who aren't used to that type of environment, and Karabag played well. They did what they had to do, but we did escape with a 2-2 draw. I guess 2-2 was the theme of the week. And coming home, I fully expected to win. But after the first half, I was a little bit nervous. We looked okay, but we didn't really take control of the match. And, for us to be in a position where we had the 3 p.m. game, 8 o'clock over in London, for us to be able to watch the 4 matches ahead of us. And, I said it in the group chat. I said, if Chelsea win our match today, we go second place, at least for a little bit. We go to second place, at least for a second, and we're still top four. You know, we're ahead of Sunderland, who's had a great year, who's beat us 2 weeks ago. Third place, I think, is a very, very, very respectful for the way we've started our year. You know, it's been very topsy turvy. We've only had Cole Palmer for 3 matches in the league, and we're still managed to be top four before we head into this long international break. So for me, I don't really have much to say about the match just because it was Wolves, the worst team in the league. I think we all can admit it. Somebody said on his, I think it was Twitter, somebody said, is Wolves going to is Wolves going to make it to be the first team that gets relegated before Thanksgiving? Because that's the way it's looking. You know, this team just really isn't good. they this team really isn't good. You know, they've just lost their manager. You would think they, you know, in that first half they played well, but they just didn't have the quality to beat us. Strand Larson was not who we thought he was going to be this season. You know, he had a great season last year, but just this team just looks, they just don't look like they're ready to be in the Premier League right now. You know, it's just one of those teams that when you see them on their schedule, you better hype up them 3 points, because if you don't get those and you have aspirations on being a top four team or fighting for Europe, that's kind of your litmus test. Like if you can't beat Wolves, then you're probably not going to be in the top four. At this point, I think it's, you know, just fair to say that. But Chelsea did what they were supposed to do. I like seeing the fact that we can rest players like Reece James, because we know his health has been topsy-turvy over the last few years. I like the way that, yeah, but the last few years especially, you know, before leading up to our Champions League year, you could look at his numbers. He was young, so he was playing 40-game seasons. At this point, Reece James, we don't know if he can or can't play 30 games a year. So the fact that we're able to rest him, I know he got his little cameo at the end of the match. It just shows me that Maresca understands that we are playing another 50-game season. You know, I feel like he fully expects to go far in these domestic competitions like the FA Cup, Carabao. So for me, I think he's looking at a 50-match season. You know, we're in Champions League as well. We fully expect to get out of these group stages or the league format as it is, the first 8 matches. So I like the way that he's integrating players in and out of the roster. It's not the same issue for me last year where I didn't know who my true 11 was, because now I feel like we do have a true 9. We do have a true 10. Even without Cole Palmer, I kind of know what our lineup should be heading into most matches. So I don't have an issue with him mixing it up. I think that a lot of these players have a lot of continuity with each other. I feel like, you know, a lot of these players have played together for 2, at least most of these players 3 years when you look at our core. So I think this Chelsea team, like Gabriel said, we're in that middle stage. You know, we're still in the rebuild, but we're starting to have a firm foundation. And that's the best part about where we're at right now. I feel like I can look at my week and kind of say, okay, I think I know who's going to be in our starting 11 if we have 2 matches, or if we only have 1. I expect to see the strongest lineup. And so for me, I'm in a really good space. We're starting to find form. We're starting to just play well. You know, we're not starting Esteval, and I love that. You know, Maresca is doing a very, very great job of integrating him into the team, not doing too much for him, but you know you're going to see him every match. So honestly, I really don't have much but positives for Chelsea. This has been a great week. Don't have much more to say other than that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna just kind of echo your last point about Esteval. I really like. I mean, this was a player that I really was excited to see when he came, when he got the move to Chelsea. And like you said, I think Maresca is doing a good job by managing him in terms of not giving him too much, but providing him an opportunity to come on and like make an impact off the bench. So, yeah, I mean, and he's contributing as well too. And I mean, with you know someone like Cole Palmer out, I mean, he and you know along with the other guys, Caicedo, Enzo, have really picked up the slack. And I mean, you know, when the news about Palmer was out, came out a few weeks ago, I was like, man, I was very interested to see how you know you guys kind of fared, but you guys look all right so far.
And I mean, I'll be all right, man. I'm not looking at your team too highly to look at anything. I'm just you guys will be all right. Chelsea will be
All right,
okay.
all right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Are you guys done talking
Go ahead,
about
Mike.
Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Hey. All right, all right, all right. So first of all, I mean midweek. Are we talking Champions League at all?
Yeah,
Oh, you
say,
guys
say,
did.
say,
Okay, okay.
go
But
ahead.
anyways, I just thought first half against Wolves, we didn't look too good. Because I mean, obviously they're the bottom team. So I was hoping we would come out and show aggressiveness and just kind of play them off the park. But that's not what happened. But second half, I think they played much better. We were struggling with the low block, seems like in the first half, but second half they were getting a lot of bodies in the box, and somehow Wolves kind of eased up a little bit. But I heard Cornelius was saying something about if the Wolves are going to be the first team gone in the first couple of months after the season started. But yeah, this Wolves team sucks. So 3-0 was not even enough for me. I wanted at least 5 or 6. Um, but yeah, I mean, after 11 games, where are we? I think we're third right now on the table. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
third on the
okay.
table, and I'm happy with it, man. I'm still confident. I think we're right there to challenge to be in a title race, quote unquote. But as of right now, things are still coming together, and I think the most Gabriel, don't look at me like that. wait, we're not in a title race.
This is
We're
what
like
doing.
we're like
This is what
six
we're doing.
points away from you guys.
Last year, you
this
made
is
ChatGPT signs of Maresca saying, "We are not in a title race."
Could we not, bro?
Um,
I'm not even gonna entertain these. I'm not even gonna entertain this conversation right
It's
I
now.
think we're
November.
close enough. I think we're close enough
Talk to me in
still
26.
challenge.
Talk to
And
me in
for
26.
me, the reason why I feel this confident is because we're doing all of this without Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer has not been in our lineup. We've beaten Liverpool. We've gotten some big wins without Cole Palmer. This gives me confidence because a few years back, I would say 2 years now, we were Cole Palmer FC. If Cole Palmer doesn't play, we look completely just disheveled. But now that he's off the pitch, we seem to have, you know, we seem to know what to do. But before that, we would be lost if he wasn't on the pitch. So I like how we've been playing these last few games. I just want consistency, like Cornelius has been saying, man. It's just the consistency part. That's the hardest part that right now is killing me. But I understand that because we're the youngest team in the Prem. So I understand that's what comes with it. You're gonna be up and down, but most of our core guys have been together long enough that we need to stop this up and down stuff. Like we need to get some consistency going. That's why I think we can challenge. If we get some, let's say we go 5 games in the Prem unbeaten, we're right there. I mean, I don't think we're that far off. I don't think we're that far off. I'm still giving you the credit as Arsenal Football Club as the best team in the Prem right now, but I don't think we're far off.
Neither are we.
Slow. I told you will make a European spot.
I
Conference look good. Conference league looks good on you. You're gonna take it this year, and it's okay. You're gonna come back to Champions League, but this might be ours this year. I'm still confident. I think there's still a lot of games to be played in this Prem. Man. A lot of things are gonna change within the next few weeks, so I'm confident. Arsenal has to see us, and who knows? They got to come see us. That's the thing. You got to come see us. We want blood these days, so I'm confident.
I'm not worried about none of
Gabriel,
y'all
we beat
teams.
them. Don't worry.
Mike, I try to tell him. I try to tell
I'm
him
not
next
worried about
week
none
when
of
you come
y'all
to the
teams.
bridge, man.
Yeah, you got to come see it. I like the fact that the first game you have to come to us. Builds that confidence.
It'll set the tone.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Europe, man, before we get out of here, let's talk this last Champions League slate. We had some really good games. Before we get into the games, I just want to say the top 8 teams right now on the table. So right now we have played 4 Champions League matches. We're through round 4. Right now you have Bayern Munich in first place, 12 points. Arsenal, second place, 12 points. Inter Milan, third place, also 12 points. Those are the only 3 teams that have 4 wins undefeated in the Champions League so far. Fifth place, you have fourth place, you have Man City with 10 points. Fifth place, you have PSG with 9 points. Sixth place, this is an interesting one, Newcastle, also 9 points. Seventh place, Real Madrid, 9 points. Eighth place, Liverpool with 9 points as well. For those of you who may not be familiar, now we have a league format in the Champions League. Everyone in the Champions League plays 8 games, 4 home, 4 away, and then the top 8 teams automatically get bye to the next round, and then teams 9 through 24 get matched up in a bracket format. 9 plays 24, 10 plays 23, so on and so forth in home and away, and the winner moves on to the next round. So just want to say the top 8 teams, just so everyone's familiar who has the top 8 spots through the first half of the Champions League slate. But I do want to talk about a few of these games. You know, we had a big one, Liverpool versus Madrid. I feel like we see this matchup every couple of years, and every couple of years it's always a banger. Liverpool, they got the 1-0 win at home, which was massive for them. You know, this was one of the wins that I was talking about earlier, and I said, you know, we thought that maybe Liverpool might be back. They got a couple wins in a row. Then, you know, they saw City. But how do you think this does for their confidence? Again, they're one of the teams in the top 8, just a spot over Madrid right now. They look good in Europe, but they're, you know, so-so in the league.
Yeah, this was actually a very surprising result for me. 1-0 Liverpool. I didn't see that coming. I do think, like we said earlier, it seems like they're fine everywhere else except for the Premier League. So I don't know. That they're a good team, man. They're really a good team. They have the players. I think they can play anybody and beat anybody on any given day. But it just seems like for some reason in the Prem, it's just not shaking for them. But I can see them going far in the Champions League. I mean, they've set themselves up right now to move on. So I don't see why not. They don't have a good run.
Yeah, I think they have a better shot in the cup competitions. I think the teams in the Prem, just the whole week to week thing, the consistency, I just don't think that it's going to be there with this group. So, you know, the cup competitions, it's just all about matchups, who you get matched up with, and when you get matched up with them. And I think this is a team that can get hot at any moment. But no, big win for them. I mean, obviously they lost this week versus City, but yeah, this is their best opportunity for any type of like success this season in terms of trophies.
I agree. Next match I want to talk about is PSG versus Bayern Munich. PSG at home, they took the L to Munich. Luis Diaz brace, and then the very nasty red card. You know, there was no need for that tackle at all. But, you know, Munich escaped with the win. Last year, Champions League winners versus, I think, a team that's looking to be the front runner this year. This was a big match. I feel like this match said a lot. This match said a lot for me.
I agree, Cornelius. It did say a lot, and it told me that Bayern Munich currently is the best team in Europe right now. 100%.
Yeah.
One of the best teams. You could say Arsenal definitely are up in there. Obviously, Real Madrid is always going to be in that mix. But I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to see this Bayern team right now. They're firing on all cylinders.
I do. I see him. I want to see him in 2 weeks. I want to see.
I mean,
y'all do this every year.
No, but this is what it is.
But this is different.
I agree. Because when they see him, it'll be smoke. And just like I said, Mike, we saw him too. And I said, this is a litmus test. This is our first Champions League match. Let's see where we at. I want to play the biggest teams in the world. I want to see Madrid. I want to see Barca. I want to see Arsenal. I want to see Bayern Munich. I want to see Inter. I want to see the biggest teams in the world. Because if you're scared to play them, then you're not supposed to be there. That's how I feel about it.
Thank you.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, I want all.
I do want to see Arsenal Bayern though. I do want to see that game.
These are two of the best teams in the world. I think we can all say it out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, Madrid and Barca, they are where they are. But when you look at Arsenal, when you look at Bayern,
Seem
two
to
of the
be the
best teams in
most
the world.
complete. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, it's not debatable. I think that's a first statement.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
100%.
obviously PSG lost Dembele, which sucks.
Dembele, yeah, early in the
And, I
first
mean,
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the injuries, they don't even look like the same team anymore right now. But
yeah,
it's just the injuries for me. I feel like
yeah.
once they get their guys back, maybe they'll start, looking like themselves again.
Yeah, Hakimi hopefully should be back before AFCON, but it's tough, man. World Cup is around the corner too. It's that time of year, guys. You know, you got to start making some real decisions.
Yeah.
Uh,
Calculated decisions.
yeah,
I personally don't want to see maybe I'm just biased, but I want to see Reece James in the World Cup. He's a Chelsea player.
1,000%.
I want to see him, but
If he's fit, he's the starting right back. There's no
I don't
question
think
about it.
this break
he's
should
the
go
starting right
play.
back.
If he's fit,
Yeah, if
he
he's
is
fit,
the
yeah.
starting right back for the English national team. No question about it. There's
I don't-
no
I don't-
question about it. Let's not even. We don't got to do this right now. You know it's true.
So you don't think he is?
He's the starting right back. Let's not even be funny about it.
Experience, what he gives you on that right side.
It's him or Trent. Like let's be honest. It's him
Yeah.
or Trent, and
All
we
right.
know.
No, now it's him or
I
Trent.
was hearing Livermento shouts. I was hearing.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Livermento?
Talk about
Trent,
hipsters.
I mean, it all depends on how Tuchel wants to play. If he plays three in the back, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's still a role for.
If he's fit, Salam. There's no question about it.
I don't know, man.
He
This
said
England
Salam,
team.
so
I can't wait to do our World Cup preview. I think England have a serious shot, but they got some serious players, man. I don't see Reece James starting for England. I'm sorry. A lot's
neither.
gonna have to happen. A lot's gonna have to happen.
He just has to be
Okay.
fit. He
Okay.
literally has to be fit. There's no all right.
That's a
what
big
few-
thing. You're acting as if
He has been fit for a year.
I hate to do this.
He has
about
been
Black
fit for a
brothers, but,
year.
like, we're talking about a guy here who, my God.
He's been fit for a year though.
Hey,
so
I'm with you. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
let's
with
see what
that.
happens.
I'm on your side
All right,
with
bro.
that. A few more matches I want to talk about in the Champions League. Club Brugge versus Barcelona, 3-3. Shout out my man Forbes. 2 goals, 1 assist in that match.
Dude,
That
I saw
was,
the first half of that game. I was
was
like,
one of
what's
the ones.
happening?
That's
The
one of
first
the
like
ones.
5 minutes. Ooh. First 5 minutes was smacking. And to be honest, I think they should have beat him. I really
Goal
I
got
agree.
called off in the
Yeah.
very end. It's a
think they
very
should have beat him.
controversial call, but
yeah.
yeah.
UEFA was looking out, man. They were like, no. We're not trying to. Let's hold off to like round of 16. They should. I personally think they should have beat him, but
I do too.
Yeah, somebody made a call. Anyways, Man City versus Dortmund. That game ended up being 4-1. I want to ask, do we think this City team is one of the best teams in Europe? I mean, the table would say so, but when we look at this City team, top 4 in the table in the English Premier League, top 4 in the table in the Champions League, where do we stack this City team against everybody else in the world?
When Haaland's having the season that he's having, they're one of the best teams in the world, bro. They have the players. It just matters. Are they firing? Doku firing right now. Haaland back on absolute nonsense. He's scoring at pretty much every other match or every match, pretty much. So, it's if you have 2 players performing like that, yes, they can carry you through. And yes, I definitely think that, like I said, City, we shouldn't be considering them like a dark horse because they literally won everything 2 years ago, but they're quietly just floating, just staying around close to the top of every table. Champions League, they're just floating. Premier League, they're just floating, and then when it's their time to strike, I'm sure they'll try and strike. So,
I agree with you. I just think the reason why some of us might be a little hesitant is because they don't look like the City we're used to seeing. No more KDB, Gundogan. No Jack Grealish. They have some changes in the
A
team.
lot of young players too.
Exactly. So we're all not quite sure, but we see it like, oh yeah, there's some here. But we're kind of like also waiting to see like, okay, what does this look like in its full form? When is Rangers out right now? I think he's out right now, right?
He's
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
I think Marmouche just got back, if I'm not mistaken. So they've also not really necessarily had their full team. Marmouche, I think he was out for a little bit.
Player. I actually wanted to bring that up. You know what I'm saying?
Is that your shout out?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because let's actually have let's have a definitive end to this conversation, right? Whether or not you agree or not, it's up to you. I said on here that I think Omar Marmouche is a world-class player. Now, when this guy came into Man City last year, right? He came into a Man City team where KDB was in and out of the picture. I don't know if you guys remember that. Haaland really wasn't firing. The whole team really wasn't doing well. And here's a guy who came from just, the measly Bundesliga and came in and all of a sudden was a spark to that team, right? So I want to ask you guys this. You guys definitively can say that you don't think he's a world-class player, which is fair. That's your opinion.
Right
But
now, no.
I asked you guys, I said, okay, well then in the Premier League, who is the world-class players? Where are they? Because this whole name world-class seems to be this sacred thing that we can't let go of. So I said, okay. I said, besides Saka, and we had this conversation.
Why is it besides? Well, go ahead.
Because Gabriel, we're not casuals. Like we know a lot of these players that play in the Premier League. You think that this league is the best league in the world. So clearly, let's find these world-class players. So we said, okay, Saka's world-class. We said Salah was world-class. When I was asking you guys about attackers, you guys all were saying midfielders and defenders. You specifically told me John Stones, which I agree with you, but he's not an attacker. Mike told me Virgil. Cornelius told me Trent. And I said, damn, well, then where are the attackers?
No, I didn't say that.
You did. You said Trent. Gabriel said John Stones.
I mean, I'll agree with
Mike
that, but I agree. I agree.
But I said, okay, so then where's the attacker? Because like you're saying my guy isn't. Okay, but who is? Who can I do? Who can I? Is it just
Palmer?
No, we said
Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's world class.
We said Haaland. We said
Salah.
So wait. So why is it so? Because we're not naming the quota of world-class attackers in the Prem, that just automatically bumps Marmouche into this world-class.
I don't think we had. I don't think the Prem had.
I asked you in Europe, and then you guys started to say, "Oh, Vinny." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, Vinny."
But he is.
What do you? Yeah. So
when you look at the best teams
what are we
world,
talking about?
Is that it? So that's it.
But
there's
no,
other like world class attackers,
I think,
besides
bro,
the ones that FIFA rank at 90.
I'm back in this conversation.
No, but
he's obviously pressed about this. Oh my gosh!
I think he's a great player.
You asked earlier, bro. You asked earlier in the group. Oh, Marmouche.
I didn't.
I didn't say anything. I said I'm gonna see you tonight. I just wanted to ask you guys these questions.
He's not. You can't put
because
I'm sorry, Salam. Salam.
I think Cherky and Marmouche are both close, but I said both of them are very, very great players.
Cherky is a world class player.
Bro, do you think? And you think so we're going Cherky world class. I guess by default, Marmouche is close.
Can I see it consistently for time? Can I see it consistently for time? When I can see it consistently for time, no, bro. He had one good Bundesliga season. He had one good season, my nigga. One good season. Come on, bro. One good season.
I look at Due, and I know Due's role.
Like, come on, bro.
I look at Due.
We're not gonna say because someone has one good season that they're can they be a world class talent? 100%. Do I think he's a world-class talent? Absolutely. Can say that he's world class and in that category of players that we consider world class, the KDBs, the Bernardo Silvas, the Virgils, the Mbappes, no, I can't. I'm not putting him
Because
there. I'm
so on
sorry.
for me.
He has the talent, yes. Is he
So on.
there? No. Simple.
Because I want to ask you this question, because do you consider Scott McTominay world class?
No,
No,
hey, Serie A MVP.
And that's my point. And that's my point. He had the best season in Serie A last year. They won the league, MVP, all that. And I still don't consider him world class, because if he does it again, if he gets called up to the English World Cup squad, if I see him start, then okay, he had 2.5, 3 good years in a row. He's consistently at this level. Sure. But we can look at a kid like Desiree Doué, and say, off top, we know he's world class. We don't have to see the consistency in him, because he's already at the level that we deem quote unquote world class. Yamal, we don't have to see him do it for 7 seasons, because quote unquote, we know he's world class. So there are different types of, world class is
different types.
Yeah.
Do you think Scott McTominay is world class?
No, I need to see more from him, because I've seen. No, and that's how I led, though. I said, do you think he is? Because I don't either. But if he continues to do this year after year after year on a world-class team who's consistently in Champions League, yeah, we might have to put him up there. And that's what I'm saying. Marmoush, for me, he's close, but we just see him coming off an injury. Let him cook. But yes, he came into a City team last year in January. He looked great. But it wasn't enough for him to be.
Bro, we can just agree to disagree, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not about to sit here.
I think
the moment. No, you're the only one who brought this up, Salam. You're the only one who brought this.
You brought it up in the. You brought it up in the.
Did I say this one? I wanted this to be a topic today on today's pod. No, I just asked the question in our chat.
You're on a podcast. You found this podcast. You decided to talk about soccer.
No.
Here we are talking about soccer.
Hold on.
Real quick. Do you think there's a considerable difference between, because you brought up Turkey? That's a great example of someone who just came in here, but clearly you can see like this guy is a little bit like.
I've been a Turkey fan for the last.
I don't think he's world class. I'm not putting him there.
I respect
that's crazy.
I respect your
Let me see it. Let me
talent.
see it. I can see all the IG videos, all the compilations, all the this, all the. Let me see it in real time, bro. When I see it in real time, say less. I'll gladly give you the stamp of approval. I'm sorry, bro. All the IG videos of him with the crazy touches and the volleys, bro, that's all amazing. I know so many. We can pull up so many people who have tech, who can do all these tricks with the ball, who can do all this, bro. Let me see it on the pitch. Can you prove something on the pitch consistently over a period of time where you're performing GA and having these great performances and standout performances? Can you do that? And then when you do that, I'll give you world class. Until you can do that, no, I'm not giving it to you. Simple as that. I don't care about the compilation videos.
Think about how long it took for us to call soccer world class. Up until a year or two ago, we were still like, when he had been competing at the highest level. Gabriel was the one like, soccer's world class. And we were all like, give it.
Bro,
no, but Salam, but let's do some revision. Let's do some revisionist history though. Up until a year or two ago, all of us, besides Gabriel on this pod, were. Let me speak for myself. Let me not bring you and Mike into this. I personally said, look, Saka's great. Saka's very good, but is he world class? Until we saw him consistently making the English team, starting, scoring goals for them, leading Arsenal, we were like, and then we gave it to him. So when I look at players, there's always that threshold of, all right, this player is sweet, but can he keep continuing to do it? And that's how I feel about Marmoush. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he's not there yet for me.
Okay, but we noticed. Go ahead, Mike. You had something to say.
Yeah, I think you all have a good point. I just think the way we're choosing to define world class is just what's the difference here right now. Because if you look at somebody like Yamal, it's just we don't think about it. Like you see it, right? He's
one of the best players.
Telling you,
there's no need to even. But
there are also some guys that you're just like, oh, well, you didn't break into the into the world of football just by being what we're seeing right now. So we need you to sometimes you got to move to a big club, right? A big club that actually plays in big competitions with the big guys. And then we want to see how you show, your talent in those moments, in the semifinals, in the finals, in, I don't know, elimination games, whatever you want to call it. So that's my issue with Marmouche. I see the talent. It's there. He's gotten his move to City. Okay, now I know he got injured, but now I need to see you in a semifinal. Carry your team. Do something. Like that consistency of we can depend on you. When it all comes down to it, we know Haaland and Marmouche, something's gonna happen. That's what I think for Marmouche, it comes down to me. That's what I want to see. I don't doubt that he's a world class talent. I don't doubt it at all. Same with Turkey. I don't doubt it. Like your eyes tell you that okay, there's something here. But that's the thing. How much have you done in these moments that we can actually be like, okay, stamp of approval, world class player? Saka was getting it out of the mud, dragging fucking Arsenal by himself for 2 years.
Still.
And at some point, it was just like, okay, I mean, he's the one guy that's literally doing it all the time for them. Yeah. So I think with Marmouche, I think it will get there, but we have to still see it. The talent is
exactly what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because, and I'll give you a hot take. And we all know how much we love this player. And this is the last thing we'll say.
We'll end on this. We'll go to shoutouts. Yeah.
That's the last thing I'll say, though. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't even consider Kudus world class yet.
No, I don't.
Not
That's
yet.
a crazy thing too.
Not
I
yet.
don't.
Because did he carry West Ham? 100%, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We all see it. The talent's there. Everything is there. He passes the eye test with flying colors.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see you do it on a big stage. Is he doing it? 100%. At the end of this season, bro, if Kudus continues on this path, oh no, you're stamped. You're stamped, 100%. Yeah. But let me see it at a big stage, at a bigger level.
Salam don't like that big stage.
I hate.
He doesn't like that. But that's the reality.
I hate you had to bring up Kudus. I just hate that he had to be the.
Because for me, because to
Gabriel's
point,
for me, I just want to see on a consistent level, consistent for years. And yes, he did this for West Ham, but now you're in different competitions. You know, you were Spurs. People eyes are on you. You have a price tag. Like we bought you for 80 million. You have a price tag. You're starting every match. The pressure's on your shoulders. Like, can you produce? Not everyone can answer the call. So is he answering the call? 100%. Let's not even try to doubt that. I think Kudus is who we think he is. But prove to us that we are who you think you are. Prove to us. And he hasn't. He's there. He's right there. He just get over the hump.
No, but because I'm with them, there's a difference between. Like in the NBA, there's a difference between an all-star, like they're all-stars, but they're superstars. You like we know who the superstars are. You know, there are a lot of all-stars, but the superstars are the superstars. And for me, there's a difference in football where you're just consistent, but then you're consistent and then you're big in the big moments. I mean, James Ward-Prowse is consistent, but
Azpilicueta,
you know, but in the big moments,
not a world-class player.
In the big moments, can you be that player?
You didn't consider Azpilicueta a world-class player?
No, Azpilicueta is not a world. He was Mr. Consistent. But I don't know if he's a world-class
player. Mike,
I'm not going to lie. I'm saying he's world-class.
Azpilicueta was world-class.
He was a worldie.
I think the issue, this could be an episode in itself. I think the issue is there's a discrepancy on what we all determined
to be. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Azpilicueta is now world-class.
There was no time to me, like he's legit, probably top 3 most consistent Chelsea players ever.
Like most consistent players ever in general.
Bro, he was just consistent. But the thing is, was Azpilicueta ever a top 5 player in his position in the world? I don't think so. He was never in that conversation. Think about it.
No, I agree with you there, but I don't necessarily, because I look at what he was doing consistently for club and country, and I'm like, bro, you're on one of the best clubs and one of the best countries, and you're starting. So like, and that's I put that in. I factor that high. Like if you're starting for one of the best clubs and starting for one of the best countries, even if we don't necessarily think you're the like, look at Cucurella. He's a perfect example in the same position. He starts for Spain, starts for Chelsea. His last 12 months, 18 months. I mean, we always battle. Is he world class? And I know we go back and forth in here all the time, but you kind of have to look at consistency. Yeah, he's probably not top 5 in his position if you go positionally, but if you look at what he's able to do and what he's done, it's just one of those things. So it's like, this is a whole week. Honestly, this is a whole Sycamore episode. We should put down some "Are you world class?" and have a discussion about that. But that's a whole different episode for a different day. Let's get into these shout outs and how do we do on our locks?
2-2. Even day, I was kind of sad in mine, man. Bournemouth 4-0. It's kind of sickening, bro.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, Bournemouth kind of been on the downhill trend. But even week, even money can't be too mad at us. We move. We're still positive on the year, so we move.
Definitely. Shout outs.
My shout out is to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and specifically Augustine Williams. Man,
full government.
Yo, shout out to them. I do believe this will be their first time in the semis of the USL Championship playoffs. That was actually I thank you guys for letting us know that was on. That was I caught the end of that game and I was like, yo, this is actually lit. Augie, for you for our followers who don't know, we interviewed Augie about a year ago. You can go check it out. But yeah, I mean, we've been following him ever since then, and this is a great opportunity for him in his career to play for a trophy. Hopefully, if they move on to the final. So yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out, and that's my shout out of the week. I had another one, but I forgot. It slipped my mind.
Yeah, I'll go next. My shout out's going to go to Gotham FC. Big win versus the Kansas City Current.
It's crazy.
One of the biggest upsets in probably league history. I mean, this was by far head and shoulders the best team in the regular season.
Yeah,
and shout out to the Kansas City Current as well too in the season that they've had. Historic season. Obviously, Temo was out. They went all in with signings like Ali Sentner, but it made for an entertaining game, man. I mean, Gotham scored late. Kansas City Current got the goal back in stoppage time, which then led it into overtime. And then, I mean, for large parts of that overtime, man, I definitely thought Kansas City was going to score. Gotham came through at the end and saw it out. So shout out to them. They're getting ready to see Orlando Pride, and I think that they can beat the Pride, man, and get to the final and possibly see Washington Spirit. I mean, they got to beat Portland, but shout out to Gotham, man. Historic win. You got to give them credit. Went all in though too, and if you're part of that ownership group, you're definitely feeling happy that we knocked off hands down the best team in the.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in our in-studio. One of our in-studios, like the gap was crazy.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's football, man. That's the beautiful game.
Yeah,
that's why I like one-offs, bro. If it was 2 matches, Kansas City, like, oh, we can get it back. Nah, one-offs. Prove it.
Yeah, I got a few shout outs. First is to Washington Spirit as well. Ended up getting into the next round of the playoffs off penalties. Want to shout out Aubrey Kingsbury, man. Been one of the best keepers in the NWSL this year. Definitely has saved Washington more than a few times. Yeah, even got a save in the penalty shootout. So just wanted to give them a shout out and specific shout out to Aubrey. She's a beast. Want to give a shout out also to Harvey Barnes, man. Quietly been having just a decent run of games. Scored his first goal in the Prem, but he's also scored a lot of goals for them in the Champions League as well. I've always been a fan of Harvey Barnes. I feel like he's been one of those players that just injuries just continue to just plague his career. But this has been the first time in a little while that he's had a very good run of health. He's even gotten a few call ups. So just wanted to give him a shout out because I feel like this is a big year for him. You know, he's been in the Premier League for a while. He's kind of a veteran, and he's kind of making his name over there in a Newcastle team that's kind of looking for somebody to pick up the slack, you know, from Isak. So shout out to Harvey Barnes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my shout outs this week. First, shout out to Daniel Ballard, man, from Sunderland. Their center back. He's actually is an old Arsenal, ex-Arsenal Academy player. Ended up making to the Prem with Sunderland. Amazing match, bro. I can't even be mad. I mean, he saved a point blank shot from Moreno for us to go 3-2. So I looked at that match and I was like, damn, bro, what a 90 minutes. I can't even we probably played like 100 minutes because we had like long extra times. Long stoppage times, both halves. But yeah, man, what a 90 minutes, what a week by you. Definitely shout out to him. Then my last shout out, man, once again, man, just shout out to Darlington Nagbe, man. Illustrious career in the MLS. Unfortunately how he had to go out, but I think everything that he's done, the person that he is, especially him being a Liberian, all of us, you know, just following his career. What a great player, what a great guy. And I think that looking forward to, you know, just what he's gonna do after, you know, during retirement. You know, is he gonna go into coaching? Is he, you know, just going to be an analyst, you know, whatever it is the next step is. But just want to highlight and just shout out to him because I'm definitely going to miss watching him play. I mean, I've been watching him play pretty much all my life. So this one, you know, definitely hits close to home, but I'm sure, you know, his wife will be happy he's on the road and his kids as well. So I'm sure he'll enjoy the time with his family, but definitely just want to give a shout out to him and definitely looking forward to, you know, his next steps in life because he's still young, you know, so just want to give a shout out to him.
All right. Good episode, guys. I gave you guys 90 minutes and then some today, going into the international break, so enjoy. If you're listening this late, we got an interview dropping next week with the Columbus Crew legend. I won't tell you who.
Will not tell you who,
but I know for sure.
GOAT.
I know for sure he was watching the game.
GOAT.
Shout out to you, OG. I hate that it had to be y'all, man. Shout out to OG, man. I appreciate everybody's continued support, man. It was a good one. Going into another international break, but we'll be back soon. Thank you for joining us. Wow. Thank you for joining us on the Kickback. Thank you.